Good. Hey, everybody. So setting up right now, getting ready. Let me, let's see if we have any music here. There we go. What we set up. Well, I don't really like that. Hold on. I'll leave that on when we set up. Just setting up now. Bear with me, guys. I don't even have the thumbnail in yet, do I? Let's set this up. I'm setting up now, so just bear with me. Hey, guys, I'm just setting up now. Bear with me 1 second. Let's lower that. I don't like that one. Let's try this. It's a little more mellow. Bear with me as I set up. We got the Fed decision here in about 10 minutes. And just getting on this. And I'm going to, I should have some kind of thumbnail. Give me 1 second, drop something in. Okay, that's just awful. We're going to stop with that for a moment while we load in. So, what's up, Stephen? Let me just find something. I thought I had one made. Apparently, I don't. Bear with me as we sit here and wait for this. I'll just figure it out. There we go. Main folder. It should be in here, maybe. Power move. Thought I had one of these made for specifically for this event. Good morning. I guess we'll just use the pre-market one. New data. Yeah, we'll just use the pre-market one, I guess. That makes the most sense, I guess. I'm not going to create one right now. Just waiting. I'm just trying. I just got set up early, so we have time. I'm going to just throw this in so that we have something there on it. It's not really pre-market, but it is what it is. Now, I think it's going to be him doing nothing, and then we're going to be having to listen to this conversation and this talk. That's what I think is going to happen. What's up, Gene? That's what I think is going to happen here. So we're just going to wait and see how this goes, but that's really where I think we're going with this. And we'll figure that out and go from there and put this out there and go. Decision. And we'll go from there. All right, groovy. And let's drop that in here on the internet. And we'll go from there. All right, groovy. So let's get some of this set up here, shall we? Sure. So let's clean all this off and get rid of all these drawings. Clean this up, squeeze you down because you're probably going to want to see the stock and see what happens. For the time being, what we're going to do is get rid of the moving averages and just watch price and how price reacts here. I think that's the best thing that we could do right now with some of these names instead of just, let's do the NASDAQ in because that's going to be the driver. We're not going to really care about volume And I'm really not going to care about the averages just yet, but I don't want to take them out. I'm going to leave them there just for watching. So this should be a 5 minute. This should be a 1 up here. All right, so you have a daily over here. We're going to watch NASDAQ futures. We have a 1 minute right here. And then you have a 5 minute down here, and we're going to watch. So we're expecting them to do pretty much nothing. And then we're expecting them to issue a statement where they're doing nothing and then go from there. And then go from there. And we'll go from there. No. All right, give me 1 second. And we'll go from there. I got a couple minutes here, guys. All right, so we're just sitting waiting for this to play itself out. And right now, very little to do or very little to say. So we're just waiting here, 4 minutes, then we'll go from there. And we'll see how this plays out. And go from there. But very little to do here until we see this, and then we'll go from there. But that's pretty much it, everyone. So we're just waiting. I just wanted to sign up early and go from there, so that we're at least signed in and we're just waiting, and we'll see how this goes. But it is what it is. What's up? What's going on, guys? Thanks, Gene. Hey, Guam. That's cool. I don't think we've ever had anyone from Guam. Yeah, I'm in there. I added to it a couple times today, in and out of it. Overall, I like the market a lot here. I really do. So I like the way we're acting. I think we're acting exceptionally well. So we're just waiting to see how this comes out. That's it. I'm not going to keep saying the same thing over and over again. You guys know we're waiting. Yep, shout out to Guam. Guam in the house. So we'll just see. It's about as hip as I can get, guys. So let's see how this goes. And we're just sitting here waiting. And that's pretty much it. That's all we can do right now is just sit, watch, and wait. And we'll go from there. But this should be something. I mean, I don't know how it's not going to be. I mean, it's not prophetic what I'm saying, but I don't know how this is going to be like a absolute non-event. I would think this is going to be a massive event. We were talking about it earlier in the community. And one person was like, oh, I think that, this one person saying it's going to be non-event. I think this is going to be the single greatest move one way or another that we've ever had in this space. And for me, just to be candid, if this, if he raises, this is going to be a bloodbath, I think. But I don't think he's going to raise. So let's go from there, and then we'll say. And that's it. Just sitting here waiting. Do. 2 minutes. I've got all kinds of news feeds up. So the chances of nothing are 92%. 92%. So let's see. If he does, well, get out of the way. Let's see what happens here. And we're waiting. If he races, just do SQQ. What's up, Mil? Oh, you're welcome, Slev. It's actually fun. SQQ, boom. SPXS, boom. Just do them. Just hit them if he raises. Because if he raises, you're going to have a problem. So let's see here. Should come through. I don't know why it's not up. It should be up already on one of my feeds. Should be up on this one news feed. It's expensive. What the heck is it? Rates unchanged. He did nothing. He did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Market selling down on that. I'm calling nonsense on that sell. Watch. Rates are unchanged. The language is going to start coming through. He did nothing. So just watch. So, the selling on that news, which is expected, is kind of silly if you think about it. So let's just watch here. Okay. No, he did nothing, and the immediate reaction was down. So that doesn't really make a lot of sense, right? If you think about it. So I'm just watching how this is playing out here. So far, I'm watching the video of all of them. That's the one I want to watch the most. I want to see if we're going to hold. Right now, we're at VWAP. We're dancing at VWAP. So I'm just watching the video, watching the market fall apart. Makes absolutely no sense that you're falling apart on something that we knew was going to happen. So I'm not really buying what they're trying to sell right here. And yep. All right. There we go. So you're already seeing the video bounce a little bit, so that's good. So you're already seeing that bounce, right? Which makes sense. I mean, it doesn't really make sense that we would drop. So we're just going to watch this and go from there. But just watch that. And you know what you could do with your names? Let me just show you this, and then you can go from there. But there's your peak on the day, right? So I just dropped an anchored VWAP on your peak. So you're going to want to watch that. But here, look at this too. And let me know if this screen's too small for you guys that are on there. But watch this. Okay, see where you went to? Look at that. This is what I was looking at on one of my other monitors. You went right there and bounced. So very little to do there. And let's just watch and see how this goes. But I would mark those levels pretty carefully here and just see how you do. I don't really think that, there we go. Where's that open on this today? There we are. Perfect. Look at that. So there's Oracle. It's just sitting right at VWAP, right? So just watch it, see how it acts there. Index is just bouncing around, right? I mean, it's kind of silly that, again, this is predicted and you're going to sell down. I would just tell you that I think that you're seeing a little bit of the flim-flam here. So, just be real careful if you want to short. I'm going to mark, is that today? Wednesday, 29th? That's today, yeah, that's where you are. Wow, that's interesting that the NASDAQ, the futures are down from there. I don't really understand that, but there it is. So let's see what happens here. Oracle's coming in. And let's see what happens here again. So now we're just going to watch this and see how this goes and see if you're going to hold VWAP or not, right? Let's just see what happens here. Looks like you're holding VWAP, guys. So let's go take a look at the index. I feel like I'm off there. You know, let's go to the Qs. I feel like that's really off. Let's go take a look at the Qs really quickly and see what's going on there. If there's questions, I'll get to them. I'll read what they're saying and everything else in a bit. I just really want to watch this and watch what's going on here. This is interesting. So you just have buyers at VWAP. I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of crack again, but so far I've not had one close below VWAP. I think that's worth noting on the video. You haven't had one close below it. You know, a lot of these other names have just fallen out of bed. Some of these names, some things like this, I probably want to start looking at RSI and kind of seeing where I'm at there on the RSI scale. I'm not going to really use the volume, but RSI is getting kind of goofy there. And it looks like I got an anchored VWAP from somewhere. Let's go see if we can find out where that is from. Okay, you're going to have to work with me now. All right, so you're way far back. So we're just going to get rid of you. Right here, we're going to get rid of that. And now what we're going to do is just drop one in. Here's the third, and that's going to go to today. And there we are. Boom. Okay. So, yeah, you're falling off a cliff there on the RSI. Let's see what happens here. I'm not buying that either. No, I'm not really buying that. Let's see what happens here. I like that here, actually. NVIDIA is still dancing around that level. Let's see what happens here. I'm not really buying that, but let's see. See what happens, if they're going to crack it or not. NASDAQ cracked more, so they might take these down a little bit more now. So you're cracking on the NASDAQ. Let's take a look here. Give me a second, guys. Let me go through some of these notes and see what he's saying. Tightening. Okay, so they pause, and he hikes the terminal rate. This guy's a moron. They pause and they hike the terminal rate's now 5.6. So he's saying 50 basis points more is the terminal rate now. Fed holds benchmark, says FOMC vote was unanimous to hold. Okay, this is positive. Fed policymakers see higher GDP growth, lower unemployment, and less progress core inflation than they saw in March. Okay. Fed officials see Fed funds rate median of 5.6. These guys are just absolute idiots. How are you going to pause and then say we're going to hike 50 basis points? Okay. And now swaps are no longer stating that we're going to wind up cutting. All right. So that's why you're selling down the terminal rate. So just let it go and let's see where it winds up right now. I'm not going to get crazy here and blow out of things. I'm going to watch because he's going to speak and then he's going to say it's up to the market, but the terminal rate's what's hurting us for now. And I'm not sure that it's going to stay hurting us. So let's just see how this goes. But I would not be in a, don't be in a huge hurry here. Let's see what happens. So now we got to wait for his speech and go from there. But the terminal rate's what's going to hurt people until this catches somewhere. I think it will catch eventually. I do. I think this is going to catch. It looks like it's going to catch sooner than later, right? Looks like you're catching right here, right now on Tesla. Let's say, look, maybe you're going to flip here, retest up to here. Looks that way. AMD's holding in there, down a whopping 24 basis point, 24 cents. Oh, let's see what happens here. I mean, when you start looking at the internals and you start realizing that this is what your daily looks like. So the terminal rate's off. It's just staggering their incompetence. I hate to be that callous about it, but it really is. We're going to pause, but we're going to tell you that everything's okay. So there's Oracle with a bullish engulfing. I kind of like that. Yeah, there goes Tesla. So that would have worked. And okay. So you're starting to see some of these try to hold. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. But I would be using that dip as, to buy. I mean, that's really what I'm doing while we're talking, candidly. But you see what I'm talking about? Like, here's your hammer. Then the hammer flips. Now you push. So now you might be able to get back to this VWAP. See what I'm talking about? We're going to be doing this all day long, guys. I'm not really buying the sell-off. And it seems like instead of doing something real, what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that we're going to do something, and then they're not really going to do something, right? Like, oh, we're going to pretend that we're going to raise rates, but we're not really going to. We're just going to do that to keep the market on its toes, right? And I think people are going to get that. See, look at Tesla from that level. We were just talking about it right here, $3 in 2 minutes. So I would expect this stuff to push and then go from there. All right, stay with me 1 second. Here, and then go here, and then go again. Oh no, that was something else. Bear with me, guys. I'm doing a couple different things. Just bear with me. There it goes. Boom. It's really going to be dependent upon his speech and what happens. I mean, that's candidly what we have to, what we're going to have to watch here. What happens with the speech, and that's really what we're trying to, trying to ascertain here, like what's really going to happen there. So, let's see, and then we'll go from there. Here we go. Here goes that Oracle. I'm on a different screen right now. I will get to your questions. Just bear with me. I have a tremendous amount going on right here. I'm trading in the middle of all this. I'll try not to sing as well. I apologize for that. I know you didn't pay extra for the singing. So I'm just watching this Oracle here. And now you're rolling back over on the video, which you have to watch. You're just bouncing all over the place, guys. So you're playing hot potato here, right? You're going to have to take it when you have it if that's what you're trying to do. Getting a little tired here on that Oracle. We're going to have to watch that. See how that goes. Start focusing on the ones that are still up. AVGO, NVIDIA, right? They're still up. AMD. Focus on what's green that's on your list, right? That's where you're going to want to focus. So let's see how this goes. But overall, and I will get to your questions, I just don't see the, this pretty nice failed H here, guys, on the S&P. Look at that. I mean, you're 50 basis point or you're 50 points already over. So it looks like that's our level right here for the day. Right there. 1556 for whatever reason. That seems like that's our level for the day to watch. Not really sure. Actually, it looks like it's a little lower, maybe down here, like right in there, 1550. We're probably going to want to watch that and see how that acts and go from there. Oracle's acting great. AVGO's up $10. I mean, look at this chart. We bought this today. It's acting exceptionally well. I don't see anything yet. I don't see anything that's telling me I have to panic, like at all. Like literally, I don't see, anything that's telling me that I better panic or I got to get out of the way, or I just don't see anything, like that I got to do anything with. So let's see how this plays out. But we have plenty of time here. So let's see. All right, let me go to this and see what we have. Mav, what do you got, Mav? It's down. We're down because of that terminal rate, but it's just a bunch of nonsense. It might be the worst Fed ever, candidly. They no longer expect a recession either. So they got rid of that language. So instead of just coming out and saying they did their job, that's all they had to do. Oh, we did our job. And instead they're trying to scare the stock market. I don't think it's going to work. I really don't. It might work for a little bit, but it's not going to work long term. So let's just see here. Press conference shouldn't be on yet. Let's see. Here's what we have. What we could do? We could throw Bloomberg on instead. Maybe we'll throw Bloomberg on. While we're waiting. That might be better than whatever the heck this is. This is their site. I'll click subscribe. But I'd rather have Bloomberg on because they'll tell you more. They usually have pretty good people on. Let's get through some questions. Yeah, I think you're going to bounce. What's up, Stuart? Yeah, no, I think it's just an outright. We're just waiting to see how this plays out, waiting for him to speak. And you just see the volatility. I mean, the volatility is insane. Let me know if the 3 screens is better. If some people are on their phone, maybe we should do 1 screen. Switch. That's throwing right here. Oh, it's nuts. It doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna put this on pause for a second. It makes no sense operational. Like you're gonna come out and pause. CPI is getting worse, right? Like CPI is coming down at a rate that you haven't even seen, and this is what you're dealing with. That's ridiculous. Makes no sense. Absolutely makes no sense. So three screens, okay? Yeah, Miguel. So we're just waiting and see. So I'm being asked a question. So I'm going to put this on post. This is actually a good. This is actually a good question. Do I think that the people are just using this to sell the news? No, I think what they're doing. This is what I think they're doing. I think they're knocking the market down so that they can get filled and get stock off. That's what I think they're doing. If you want me to put on my tinfoil hat, that's what my tinfoil hat tells me. They're doing this on purpose to knock the market down so that they can get in. So we did this in the room today. I'll show you. Well, we talked about this in the room today. So if you look at Oracle, right, and you look at what Oracle did this morning, okay, what Oracle did was undercut the 5 right here, right? We undercut, and then as soon as we undercut, what did it do? It ripped, right? So I'm going to flip to a main chart in a moment here. Flip charts here for a moment, and then come back. Not really sure why this thing's so slow, but here we are. All right, so let me show you what I mean while we're waiting for Itchy to speak. So, all right. So this is what I'm explaining. This is what I was trying to explain this morning. So for me, if this undercuts that, and you can't hold the close, well, you could go through a lot of pain, right? So I was looking at this saying this might be where people panic and short. Well, what happened was the exact opposite, right? That's why you always have to be objective and you can't tell your ego to stuff. So when you see how you broke that, all they did was trigger a sell so that they could get in. That's all they did. So if you know that they did that there, you don't think that they could do that for the whole market? Maybe you don't even bounce today. Maybe you bounce tomorrow, right? You don't know yet. So I'd be really careful. I'm going to leave this one up now. I'd be real careful about, shorting here or getting out of the way. And then he's done speaking. And then guess what? We're back at highs, which very well could be the case. So, that could very well be the case. That's a bear flag, but I'm not buying it. Watch that neckline right there if you're trying to play in the video. So we've held that neckline already. I'll show it to you. See it, bonk, 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 bonk. And then you can see how you hit it right here. So just watch that, right? You get through that neckline, you're probably going to 419.50. And that's what they're doing. They're ripping you up, right? They're ripping you up. So just let them do what they're going to do. What we break, 53. Okay, so we broke the open. All right, so are they stop hunting? I don't know yet. Sure looks like they're stop hunting. I mean, here's the low of the day. Where would your stop be? Right here, right? Did you have any follow through after you took out the low of the day? Not yet. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying it can't go lower. Anything can happen. What I'm saying is this is what's happened so far, right? All that's happened so far is we took out the buy stop, or we took out the sell stops, right? That people would have had on their long positions. They said, oh, if it takes out the low of the day, I'll get out. Well, how'd that go? Right? And then from there, it just bounced $5-6. And we went through that whole trade, remember? Talking about looks like we're going to hold that level and bounce. And then we flipped, and 2 minutes later, you're up $4. So maybe we crack it, but I'd want to see it. I'd want to see that and then make a better decision. I'm still long Tesla. Tesla can drop and I'll just add to it. I have very little interest in panic selling anything that's going on right now. Very little interest in that. So, let's see how this goes and we'll go from there. But these days are always very volatile days. So, but I think that, if you hold in here, you can bounce, guys. So let's see. I mean, we're right back on that level again. But market's getting worse. It's not getting better. Certain names are definitely holding up better than others. This was one I thought was going to hold. It doesn't seem to be holding. Got a decent buy order, but not a lot. And regionals are going to drop. Banks are going to drop. I mean, it's just such an incoherent statement. It's crazy, candidly. I mean, it really is. It's just so crazy. And, with the instability of banks to come out and say something like that, and then we'll go from there. But you right back to the 40. So start looking at the ones that are holding, right? That's what I would do. So the ones that I'd be most focused on look like AVGO, which I have a position in. I have a position in NVIDIA. See how you're breaking here? Right. So I use a 9 in the middle of the day too. I'm not even going to throw it in. I can tell where I'm at. It's not going to matter. There's your neckline. You flip that neckline, you're probably going to push. And there goes Tesla again. See what I'm saying? Right to the line. And then we go, still can't make the higher high. Waiting for him to speak. But Oracle, same thing. Down. Oracle never tested. Oracle never bounced back. It never came back and retested. So they're the things you want to look for when you're looking, right? Did this come back and retest? No, not yet anyway. Doesn't mean that it can't, right? Like, I have no idea what's going to happen. All I can tell you is what's happening right now. Like, no one has a clue. I can pretend that I do, but no one has a clue. You can only read. It's like reading tea leaves. That's all you can do, man. You read what's in front of you and you go from there. Look at that Oracle, right? So now you know if you clear that 55, that might be something. But yeah, I would just hold your longs. So that's all I would do. That's all I'm doing, man. That's all. I'm just being honest. That's all I've done so far. I haven't really panicked here. I've added. I mean, you guys, should be able to pick up on the names I'm adding to just by listening to me. But I would be focused on the ones that are holding up the most. Now, we should probably just take a second before he begins and just go here and just take a look at. Let's go to S&P watch list. And I'm going to pull this over. And what we're going to do before this all begins is just go to change, percentage change, and flip and go, okay, well, what's up the most? Okay, so they are buying consumer staples. So they did buy staples, right? But then as soon as he cut, what happened? Or as soon as he said pause, rather, they sold them. Okay. They dumped everything, dumped all equities. All right, so what happened to the bond market? Let's go take a look at the 1 year because that would be affected by what he's saying. So let's go take a look at the 1 year real quick, see what that's doing. Okay, so that spiked up initially and then never went anywhere else. So, okay. So utilities are rising. Worst performing is biotech, then the miners, then energy. All right. I mean, you're pretty much in line with what should happen. So it is what it is. So let's just see what he has to say, and then we'll go from there. And then, of course, it's more important how we react than what he says. But there it goes. There goes Tesla. Right? There goes NVIDIA. So there's your break. I mean, it doesn't get any clearer, guys. So Oracle's just bouncing around. Okay. Yep, and that cracked, and that's starting to roll again here, and that doesn't look ideal. Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. I think they're setting these small. I think that's what they're doing. They're trying to set these small little traps up, and then we're going to go from there. But see, so he should be beginning. There we go. Good afternoon. No comments about the banks. You knew he wasn't going to change 2%. Oh boy. Well, there you go. It's pretty obvious. See ya. Right to that level. That's what we were just talking about. So I'm just going to talk over him. This is exactly what we were talking about, right? How you went here, and we said if you flip here, you're going to test here, and that's what you did. So there's $2 there. I'm sure somebody did it, but now you want to watch how you act at this level if you're playing the video. This looks like it's going to take out high. What's AMD doing? Nothing's even close to acting the way NVIDIA's acting. Breaks, tests, fails, can't get the lower low, higher high, boom. Very little to do there. See it? See how you're breaking these levels and what's happening when you're breaking these levels. As soon as you break them, you're pushing. See ya. Back to the highs. Wow. Look at that line. Thanks, Mel. I'm going to put him on pause for a second. So what you'd want to do if you're trying to trade this, you want to go back and you want to start marking your levels, right? So if you're trying to trade this, start marking your levels for where your resistance points are. Support flips to what? Resistance, right? Resistance flips to support, right? So we know this. So you're going to want to start doing that, and then you're going to want to start flipping and seeing which ones are going, which ones are not going. Down, retest, pushes, goes, right? Very simple, right? Down, tries to break, reverses, retests right here, goes. Nothing more to say or to do there. Expect this to just continue to push. All right. So I don't know if you put where you push for the rest of the day. There's your neckline. We just talked about that. We're getting through that as well. So what you want to do is like just take it when the getting's good. That's all, right? Now maybe you're going to get to the top of this and then you're going to reject. You know, that could happen here. So we're going to have to watch this and just see how it goes and go from there. All right, but Overall, I don't know that that's going to be the case, but let's watch and see what happens. You're going to want to watch it. It's going to be volatile, guys. I mean, you just moved, 10 points here, so it's going to be volatile. So we're going to want to watch and go from there. So you're not going to want to ride that back down if you're just looking for a day trade. Okay. So if I did any ads, this is where I would get out. I'd already be out, right? And then I'd let it set up again and see how it goes. So you're going to want to sell into this volatility because the people that are up here, they're going to want to get out, right? Because they just got trapped and they just got the opportunity to get out. Now, if you run over those people, well, this could push. So, but watch that. You're forming a flag here. Let the flag play out, and then we'll go from there. All right. But if you were looking for the day trade, I would be taking that. But let's see what happens here. Okay. It could still push, and you could break out, but you got to watch this level up here now because you're already rejecting it. So here you go. You're going to try and clear it right here. Come on. But we'll make sure you actually clear it. So I'm not sure that you are going to do it. Yep, there you go. There it goes. All right, that's good. Let's see if it holds. Let's see if that holds. I might just push and then pull back. You never know. No, you're going to want to watch that. And let's put him back on. See what he's got to say. See if he's got more goodness. Well, let's speed him up. Let's see if we get to the questions. Getting some wicks up here, guys. See what happens. The heck's that line from? So, huh. Okay. Here we go. Focus on the ones that are breaking out. ABGO. Yeah. Trying to build a flag here, it looks like. Here goes Tesla. See ya. New highs. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's looking nice. If you close over this level right here, watch out. Yeah, I gotta wait until 3:30 to see it because it's an hourly chart. Let's take a look at something here. Yeah, I got a couple closes over that, so I'm going to want something. Got two closes over there. I'm really going to want the hourly close over, but that's big. See ya. This is a massive, massive flag in Oracle. Wow. Nice move. All right, let's get through it. Yeah. All right, Gene. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Very clear what happened there. They sold off, we bounced, we made money. Pretty much it. All right. I'll do a recap tonight and post it. Have a good day, everyone.